The title in itself for this game will be a mind-blowing revelation, and if you combine it with gameplay, we will all cry again. Hello there, Commonwealth from me. The Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Direct was awesome. Anyway, Nintendo's kept us waiting for a new Nintendo Direct, and according to these people, we will get it by the end of the month. So hopefully the payoff could be massive, especially with 15 minutes less of Xenoblade talk and far more room for reveals, and most importantly, Breath of the Wild 2, since we've had a total of 30 plus minutes of Xenoblade 3 in the last 4 months and slightly over 3 minutes of Breath of the Wild 2 in the last 3 years. Still, could be worse. In return, this Nintendo Direct might be a presentation filled with what we want, and most of all anniversaries and a leaked new Fire Emblem game as one of the big reveals. After all, there's a reason why this Direct is so late this year, since you couldn't reveal a new Fire Emblem until Warriors 3 Hopes was out. Anyway, we have covered that game and the fact that Cuphead DLC, Monster Hunter DLC are all on Switch and coming out on June 30th, so there could be something with this date. And with it, we can move on to the real moneymaker and opening for this presentation, namely Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 2. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is finished, and thus it is time for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC to take the Smash reveal spot. And here we could get to our first anniversary in this Direct, the 30th anniversary of Mario Kart. And with a presentation aimed at unsure stockholders, retailers, and fans, nothing can be more reassuring than a massive dose of nostalgia in the form of tracks from Super Mario Kart. All ready for August, as the pattern for these 6 waves are clear, one every 4 months. So there is that one, after which Nintendo might want a new reveal, aka Fire Emblem. And this is the thing about this Direct, it will probably focus on things beginning from August, as they have already covered Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in this Direct and might only mention it in this one. And by that I mean they will mention that it's probably less than a month from release. And the reason for this is rather simple, as August outside of potential Mario Kart 8 DLC is a mystery. And to anyone wondering, no, Mario Kart doesn't stop any other big games from being in the same month. After all, Kirby and the Forgotten Land released in March, the same month as Wave 1 for the Booster Course Pass. Some say that August could be reserved for a new Fire Emblem, which is already ready and possible in this window, but it might be a little bit too close to Warriors 3 Hopes. Another game that is certain to show up in this Direct is Splatoon 3, which has already been confirmed for Friday, September 9th, and has even shown the first match with in-battle animations. So a new trailer early in the Direct followed by a Treehouse equivalent gameplay afterwards will be sufficient. That and special edition bundles and amiibo as we have seen with past Splatoon titles. You may have noticed this already, but there's a big gap hole between July 29th and September 9th, and again from there to November 18th. Holes that should be filled out as Nintendo's already given us 2 months without any of their own releases in 2022, February and May, which were terrible. With that being said, August is a typical third-party month on the Switch, and unless we get Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, just like we got Kingdom Battle in August 2017, it might end up with No Man's Sky, which by all means is a big deal, but it could also be a much bigger deal than an improved port of a 6-year-old game. Specifically, 2 big 20th anniversary releases, Zelda the Wind Waker and Metroid Prime. The case for these games are as obvious as it gets, but one may wonder if August isn't a little bit too soon if the games are revealed, but the more we think of it, the timing at least for the Wind Waker HD Switch would be perfect. After all, the 2013 Wii U remake of the 2002 game is already there with gyro controls and all its refinements, and could easily be prepared for a mid-August release in order to be more than half a year away from Breath of the Wild 2, which we all know is coming out in spring 2023. Sometime in August would also be well over 1 year after the last Zelda release on the Switch, Skyward Sword HD, so the time would definitely be right unless perhaps late September is a better window for said game. And the reason it can't be earlier in the month is Splatoon 3 on September 9th. And the end of the month appears to be rather empty for now. Thus it wouldn't surprise me if pretty much in the middle of this Direct, or in a repeat of the Zelda conclusion from 2021, we see the reveal of the Wind Waker HD for a mid-August or late September release on the Switch, or before the attention is moved to the game, which will by all signs conclude the Direct and thus also this video, the 20th Zelda game. But before we reach it, why do we jump so much between a mid-August and late September release for the Wind Waker HD? Simple, as there are more candidates for that window, or even early October for that matchup, including the reveal of a potential new Donkey Kong title, which we have now pointed out in multiple previous videos. It just seems like the perfect opportunity for the return of Nintendo's first ape, going up against King K. Rool and his Kremlins. Yes, the anniversary of the franchise was last year, and the country franchise is first turning 30 years old in 2024. but still, I don't think any of us want to wait 10 years between each new Donkey Kong release. We already experienced it with Metroid in the past. Speaking of, Metroid Dread has truly proven that Metroid is not dead. With around 3 million copies sold, the potential is there for Metroid Prime, which in my eyes is an even better and far more newcomer-friendly game than Dread to make its mark. Originally out 20 years ago on November 18, a date which is occupied this year by a game we will get back to. And naturally, we're talking about Metroid Prime, but this time it's remake. The release, which was first rumored as part of an HD remaster of Metroid Prime Trilogy, has over the last year developed into rumors of a proper HD remake. A release for this one in either late September or early October seems to be rather perfect. And when you're promoting the original remade Metroid Prime, you cannot get away from giving our first tease of Metroid Prime 4. 3.5 years after development was restarted and 5 years after its reveal. In other words, Retro Studios might make their big comeback in this direct. Now then, the October games. We've already seen how it could end with Zelda or Metroid remakes in the first half. But what about the traditional Halloween title, Bayonetta 3? Do I even have to elaborate further? The September 2021 direct gameplay and trailer of that game in 1 ended with 2022 and a hint of the potential villain. We need to know more in a release date trailer, and this direct is the perfect opportunity to give the one thing we need before the release: the date, since we have the logo and the look of the game. Unless it is also getting delayed to 2023. Anyway, October might also have a big JRPG that many Switch owners have been waiting for, Persona 5 Royal. Unless the title being on Game Pass means that we can forget the Persona 5 Royal reveal in this direct and release in October, which after all might be what Atlus did after Microsoft said, "Here comes the money." Money, you say? Maybe that could summon Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in this direct, just like we saw with Sword and Shield in the E3 2019 direct. Oh wait a minute, there's no demo this time for this November 18 game, so I wouldn't get my hopes up. Besides, we just had a new trailer. But back to anniversaries, since Sonic the Hedgehog is turning 30 this year, and not only that, we still need open zone Sonic Frontiers footage on the Switch. Seriously Sega, this game is coming out this holiday, and we really need reassurances after what happened with Sonic Colors Remastered. Another game celebrating 25 years is Final Fantasy VII, the original which we have on the Switch. At least soon we'll have its most important prequel story in HD with Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. The reveal trailer is already on Nintendo's YouTube channel for a release this winter. At least Square Enix showed Nintendo what a perfect 10 minutes presentation should look like. Announcements, title reveals, trailers, and most of all release windows all in one. That is exactly what this Nintendo Direct needs. I think there's a certain franchise we have skipped. Alright, Super Mario. Enough Mario sports games that score below 70, and since there's no Mario Party for this year, at least most likely, how about the first tease of the next 3D Mario game? It is possible, as Mario Odyssey was revealed before Breath of the Wild was out, but even then it will not take the final announcement from the big game of this show. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2. Yes, we really need a proper title and gameplay trailer to end the 3-year-long saga of calling this game, well, this. The title in itself for this game will be a mind-blowing revelation, and if you combine it with gameplay, we will all cry again. Zelda is an undeniable winner for this direct. Saving the best for last, much like Nintendo will do, as this is the most important Nintendo sequel of all time. But if Nintendo is able to surpass this game, including with its title, then there's no way that people will be able to wait until spring 2023, even if that ends up as a smokescreen for 3/3/23. And this is the thing, the moment Breath of the Wild 2's actual title is revealed, it is game over for any reveals coming after it in this direct. Hence why the Zelda segment has to be the obvious conclusion. Only this time it has to end with the title reveal we didn't get last year, and instead watched a beautiful screensaver for almost 20 seconds. I guess 1 second for all 20 Zelda games including this title before getting the release window 2022, one which in traditional Zelda fashion was not the final release window. In other words, the time has come for the real goods, so that we can burn the placeholder to ashes once and for all. Hand of Time, Spiral of Life, we don't care. Just give us the final title for this game from now to eternity. Well, and if this for some reason turns out to be the last general direct of the year due to dedicated Xenoblade 3 and Splatoon 3 directs, and Pokemon Presents for Scarlet and Violet, then we might also, before the Zelda segment, get the long-awaited Game Boy and Game Boy Advance edition to Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack. As you can see, the potential is there to rival the 2017, 2019 and 2021 E3 directs. You just need a new Zelda, some new game announcements, remakes of beloved games, and more unannounced titles, and you're there. Well, that and some left-field Nintendo franchise revival, surprise third-party partnership surprises, an exclusive Silksong trailer for Nintendo's YouTube channel, and the mandatory Pikmin 4 mention. And just like that, we have covered all our predictions before the next Nintendo Direct. A long list indeed, so be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell, as those are the requirements to enter our Switch OLED Plus game giveaway. This is the last chance to enter, so head over to the link below. Last but definitely not least, a big thanks to you for watching until the end, and to all our patreon.com/Cameron patrons, and in particular our role producer Charles Shash. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these two awesome videos.